we just got news, breaking news, man, about the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that really quick. And what you had an interesting take on is that Bruce Arians is stepping down
to take a front office position with
Yes.
the Bucks. So he's still going to be with the Bucks, just not the head coach anymore.
Uh-huh.
And they've already announced that Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator over to Bruce Arians' era, is going to be the head coach.
who is also
African American.
and you think that what?
All right. So in context, this is speculation on my part, but I think Bruce is a pretty interesting guy, and it wouldn't put it past him. Bruce had one of the blacker assistant coaching staffs
Damn,
in
all
the
of them.
league.
Yeah.
All of his coordinators, Todd Bowles on defense, the special teams coordinator, I don't know his name, and Byron Leftwich was the offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And he had been on record as saying, more black coaches need to get head jobs. It would not surprise me. I mean, the timing of this is interesting. It's not a traditional season ends, I'm moving on to do something else. The timing, the coaching carousel's already spun. And so it's possible that he held this announcement to a point when the Bucks really didn't have a lot of opportunities to go into the market and maybe find some of the more coveted candidates. And he dropped it with, hey, I'm going to go into the front office, but here's the deal. Give Todd this job. He deserves it.
Exactly.
And so I'd like to think that's what he did. It's plausible. And, I good luck to Todd Bowles. He was the Jets head coach, did not, do anything great with the Jets.
But who does?
I was going to say, the last time the Jets mattered, Bill Parcells was coach. And
Give
and
a
that
black
was a long
head
time
coach
ago.
Tom Brady and that fucking defense and let him win some games.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'd like to think I'll go out and like you said, I was back that theory and say that he stepped down to force the NFL to hire a black head coach. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
And I hope Andy Reid, Kansas City Chiefs, I hope he retires next year. So,
Eric Bieniemy can take it.
who
Yeah,
fucking should have had a job 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And, can get a head coaching job.
And a shout out to Mike Tomlin, and I guess he gave a more recent interview on bringing Brian Flores in.
Yeah.
And he straight up said, he's like, I did not want Brian to feel alone while he's bringing this lawsuit and isolated from the coaching fraternity. I value him as a coach. He's doing a lot of things here with the Steelers, and I wanted him to have him on my staff. And then, again, not let him feel isolated in that situation. And, shout out to Tomlin. He gets some heat, but he's never had a losing record.
Yeah.
And I've always had great respect for that guy. I mean, he kind of, every year with the Steelers is not easy. And he always kind of finds a way to get the group to play better and do what they need to do. And I have great respect for that because it's so hard coaching, year to year, injury to injury, keeping your team competitive and keeping them engaged. And, the Steelers do that. They don't always win it, but they're a tough out. They fight hard and they fight for him, and that matters.
That's right, man. Shout out to those NFL coaches who are taking care of these African-American coaches who can't catch a break.